Hi there, welcome. Welcome to Looking Good with Daniella and Tea Coffee, a lifestyle and fashion talk show featuring creatives and entrepreneurs who do it all despite it all. I'm Daniella Platt.
And I'm Terrence Coffee. Welcome.
Terrence and I, we are creative connoisseurs and we look forward to sharing our voices along with others in our creative and fashion lifestyle world. Creativity, it is all heart. This show, we are here to inspire you.
While we are here to inspire you, join us each week at 3 p.m. right here on the Easy Way Network, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today we're going to be talking about being fabulous and just looking fabulous. Daniella, you look amazing. You look just super dope this afternoon.
Thank you. Super dope. I aim for super dope.
That's what I was
in America. Like hot, sexy, no, super dope. It's good.
Yes, of course. And we have some other shows that are coming up. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but we have some exciting shows that are coming up. Fashion rule breaking, waist down, rock your Zoom bod. So definitely check us out on the next few Tuesdays that are coming. And if you're not joining us live, you can always roll this back on different platforms, as you can see right there at the bottom of the screen. So Daniella, you want to introduce yourself?
Thank you. So yes, that would be great. Hi again. Just a little bit about me. I'm Daniella Platt. I'm known as a vibrant ball of energy and creative tastemaker. There are really individuals in this world who giggle around people. They are excited for all products, all ideas, and they love to share them. Yes, that is me. I've been doing this, in fact, for 2 decades inside the worlds of fashion, media, and advertising. You know what? My favorite thing in the world is hearing your story, taking your message, taking your art, your heart, your message into the world. And that is my mission, taking your message from above the keyboard where we live these days into the street so you can make impact and you can be seen. And that's actually why this platform, we reach more than 1 million people on this platform, which makes it so unbelievable for creatives to come and share their story. Beyond the show, I help people up level. We have a collection called Jungle and Coffee, and we develop merch. So you, your clients, your community, so you can be seen and you can feel connected and always make impact. When I'm not working, I love to rock out with my 2 scrumptious little girls. We play the soundtrack from Trolls all the time. I pray every day that they grow up to be confident, authentic, while fearlessly stepping into their greatness and truly making impact, like the innovators we bring on our stage right here. The best part of this journey is you. The best part of this journey is you joining us. We'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know, what is it that you are creating? We want you to keep creating and be inspired. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to Terrence Tea Coffee. You look quite dapper. I'm just going to say I met Terrence at the Sustainable Fashion Forum earlier this year. I called him the following day saying, hey, let's start a show. I want to say, Terrence, thank you for calling me back. I really want to know, what are you wearing? It looks amazing.
Well, I can't take the credit for this. I take my stylist 100%, who dressed me this afternoon. The jacket is Le Chateau. I think the shirt is Versace, and the scarf is Givenchy. So, yeah, call Eris, who's my stylist. He definitely comes through and make me look great for the show. But thank you. So back to what Daniella was saying. Yeah, this is a platform for us to highlight creatives. And a little bit about myself. I am a creative connoisseur. I'm an event producer. I've produced things from weddings to fashion shows to celebrity appearances, fragrance launches, product launches, shoe events. And I'm also a professor at 2 colleges here in New York City, where I teach event planning. So if you need your event done, I am definitely that person you can reach out to, and I'll tell you where you can find me a little bit later on. I teach fashion show production, introduction to the fashion business. And so as you can see, this is definitely a platform for us to bring in all this fashion talk, fashion chatter. So we're super excited about this. And so Daniella, can you tell us a little bit about today's show? We've got some exciting guests that are coming on today, and I'm super excited to hear what they're going to talk to us about. I mean, today's theme is about being fabulous despite COVID. And
Yeah,
yes, we are being fabulous despite of COVID.
despite COVID.
We will all get through this together, and we're going to be fabulous together and get through it together. So, yeah, let's talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, so today we're bringing on Rezort Collections, Catherine Liss and Francis Sango. They're here to share about their new Rezort collection. They have a specific capsule collection of a blanket and hoodie they created to support the Barstool Fund, which is, hi ladies, everybody's here. And the other, we also have, if you saw her slipping in there for a second before, we have photographer and body image activist Lindsay Rae, and she's here to share about her mission to guide women to overcome body insecurity. But first we're talking to Resort Collection. Thank you, ladies, for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
It's a real treat. So, Terrence, can you tell us about their line? Tell us about their collection.
So, Resort Collection. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Francis. Nice to meet you. And thank you for joining us today. So, a little bit about Catherine and Francis. I know Catherine personally. I just met Francis. Catherine was in my class a few years ago. So now she is this boss woman in the fashion industry. So you make me proud. You do me very proud, Catherine. So a little bit about their business. Resort Collection is an up-and-coming collection company that focuses on women and looking their best. What woman does not want to look their best? So Resort Vision is committed to building a legacy of confidence. That's what every woman needs out there. And Resort is a new online retail brand. I can't wait to order a piece to gift somebody that will consist of the interchangeable and sustainable clothing that is made right here in North America. And mostly, my favorite, right here in New York City. So in an effort to lend a helping hand to our struggling restaurant businesses, as they say we have curated a bundle offering of a hoodie and a blanket with proceeds benefiting Barstool. And I'm going to let them talk a little bit about Barstool. And they call it my favorite, COVID Essentials, which launched on March 19th. I think this was a genius. And they said this is their capsule collection, again, made right here in North America. So what we want to do is we want to talk to you a little bit further and ask you some questions to tell us all about Resort and what it is. And so, Daniella, you want to start it out with your first question?
I do, but before we jump into the questions, I think you guys brought a little TikTok video. We'd love to share it.
Oh, yes. Let's do that.
Let's play your little TikTok so we can see. I love it. That's so cute. I love how you flip in and out of the images and bring it to life. Well, very cool. I'll let you both jump in. I'm going to let you guys decide who takes what questions. But I just want to kind of hear about, what inspired you to create Resort? Why now? What's the big idea?
Of course. So we're inspired by the pandemic and what everyone was wearing at the time. And we decided that we were sick of wearing sweatpants with our hair on top of our head. So we came up with the idea of Resort, which is a refined, comfortable clothing brand. And I'll let Francis speak a little bit more to it.
Sure. We really call it Enlightened Basics. And with that, it's because we all have our essential basics in our closet. But Resort is going to bring you your basics with a little bit of a twist, its own personal, unique flair. And not only in silhouette and design, but also in lifestyle, because we believe at Resort, when you feel good, you look good, and that all of that comes from within. So, you know, we always say, well, my mom raised me to always say that the clothes don't wear you, you wear the clothes. So feeling good from within is important to us. And we want that obviously to be communicated to our customers and clientele.
I love that your mom shared that with you and that she instilled that value from growing up. I always tell everybody, make sure you dress like a VIP, because it truly does affect your mindset and your health and your wealth and all the decisions you make, and you act your best when you truly feel good. I'm so glad you shared that. And I'm so proud of your mom for doing that, and for myself. I mean,
Well, she'll be proud that you said that too. So good for me.
Yeah.
That's my goal. So yeah, that is my goal. Terrence?
Yeah, so I have a question for you, Francis and Catherine. So why does the way you speak about yourself matter? You know, even when it comes to like why does it matter?
Well, I think it matters a lot. I think that, you know, what you feed, I always say, and I say with the team, you know, where your mind goes, grows. So, and I use this analogy with my own children, flowers and weeds, both grow with sun and water. But if you eliminate one of them from either the flowers or the weeds, they'll die. So always water the flowers, keep the sunshine on the flowers so that they grow. So, I mean, for me, you know, how you feel is important, and feeding your mind positive affirmations and good thoughts and perseverance. And personally, faith is a big thing for me, not only in terms of with reference to religion, but just having faith that it can't rain forever and the sun will rise.
And that leads me, thank you for sharing that. That leads me into my next question. So what will Resort offer to the client?
Of course. So it's going to offer several different pieces that are interchangeable, multiple use, and, you know, very high quality, made in the US, specifically Manhattan. And we're really excited to offer the clients pieces that they could feel good in and still look stylish but be comfortable.
Daniella, I turn it back over to you.
Okay, so first of all, I want to say I truly believe that the grass is always green.
Yes.
You know, with the flower.
I love that. It is, right?
So, and coming from that mindset, like I really believe that people need to be in the now and be in the present. And I'm so glad, like, COVID Essentials is all about, your capsule collection is all about making people feel good in the present. There's a couple of nuances that you specifically baked into your design, and I wanna just illuminate them for a moment. And if you could talk about that, because I really believe in the energies that are within. So one is, you're using the peacock as your logo. The other element that you've baked so deeply, that you've woven into all the threads, is the build legacies concept. So I would love if you could share a little bit about peacocks and the spirit and what that embodies, and what is building legacies.
Well, I can start with the peacock and maybe let Catherine defer to the legacy portion. Okay. The peacock, if you know anything about it, or in terms of, I think every animal or every being has some sort of meaning behind it, but the peacock is known for self-confidence, dignity, refinement, knowledge, sexuality, pride, beauty, guidance, and it goes on, and the eyes on the tail. So all of those really embody what we want to communicate through Resort. And when we came up with the actual name of the collection, it came from being stuck at home and endless calls between Catherine and I, because we were colleagues trying to manage through this. And it was, oh gosh, imagine being in a resort so we could be sipping on cocktails. And then it kind of came to, well, oh gosh, what's going to happen now with our lives? Like, we're going to have to resort to a different kind of life. Not necessarily a bad type of life. It's just going to be different. So how can we embrace this new way? And so all the words I used to describe the peacock was what we wanted to embrace. And then they are coming from the beginning of the word resort. And if you look at our logo, there's two pieces to the R, and they represent both Catherine and I. See? So the
That's
R
amazing.
can't be R without one holding up the other.
That's really cool. I love that description and breaking it out like that. I did not notice it without your explanation of it. That's really cool. And I believe that everybody embodies different energies. We went through a whole exercise about that earlier in the year, and I speak a lot about animals. So I really believe that I'm so proud that you can harness this energy and turn it into good. So Catherine, can you share more about building legacies, build legacies that is woven into the fabric of all your pieces?
Of course. So Build Legacies is our North Star. That's where we aim to be. We want to, build legacies not just for ourselves, but motivate others to want to build their legacy, whether it's starting a business or making a cake or spending more time with your family. It's whatever you want, and, keeping it to yourself and doing it. And we're just trying to push that through our brand. Build your legacy.
I love that.
So building. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I was going through your materials and reading your bios and just loving everything about what Rezort is all about. What are enlightened basics? I think our audience would really want to hear a little bit about what that is.
Do you mean in terms of the actual product, or it's exactly what I kind of communicated when I said?
Yeah, and the actual product itself.
Well, it's a very tight collection, and I think that the moral of it is that it's interchangeable and modular, so you make it your own. Between Catherine and I, there are a number of years that we don't have to expand upon. But with that being said, there's a lot of synergies that she and I share, not only as women, but entrepreneurs and working professionals, and our approach to life. Now, I have my own personal style, as does she, but what brings this brand together is these few pieces that will be a very tight collection will be able to be interchangeable, even though they're basic, to achieve your own personal look. And whether that be a more youthful or a more upscale or elevated or trendy or casual look, we're going to be able to really offer that to you and help you style your wardrobe.
I love that.
Less pieces.
You know what? I love that versatility, Francis, because that's what, in this COVID world, that's what it's all about. So I really, really love that versatility. What's next for Rezort?
Well, you have to stay tuned, but we're working on our next drop, and we'll hopefully have it, on pre-order as soon as possible, and we'll share that with you. You could find us on our Instagram at Rezort Collection and our website at resortcollection.com, and there you'll be able to find what's next.
Okay, we're super excited. We're super excited about that. Go ahead, Daniella.
Oh, I was just going to say, we have a promo code for you guys. We popped it on our website, which is at Looking Good with Daniella and Tea Coffee. But you guys can share it. We'd love to continue to follow you guys and hear what is next for the brand. My last thing, if we have a minute or two, I just want to illuminate the point that your efforts are for charity and they support the Barstool Fund. I'm not sure if everybody in the world knows about it, but it's such a nice organization. Just if you can take 1 minute and just share about your efforts to support the charity, that would be really impactful.
Yeah, I would like to defer to Catherine here because Catherine lives in New York. I live right outside of Manhattan, and we all know that it was heavily impacted by COVID, and as supporters, and we both like dining out, but like I said, Catherine was a bit more impacted. We had a little more options over here in the west side of New York, all the way in Jersey. But sorry, Catherine, take over.
Yeah, so since I, was in Manhattan and I witnessed a lot of these small restaurants go out of business, or the option was outdoor dining, which is why we brought in a throw blanket so we could bring it to an outdoor dining restaurant. But
That's so
brilliant.
Cool.
Okay.
Wow.
So supporting the restaurants while you're cold. And then the other concept was to donate to the Barstow Fund because, they're helping small businesses all over that just can't make, their rent or their payroll, whatever it is. And we want them to continue to survive as small businesses. So as a small business, we wanted to support others.
That is super nice. Super dope. I love it. And I now understand the blanket concept. Like people are cold and you want to eat out and that's a way to really feel good and cozy and warm. And I'm so glad you guys are doing this. This is really great. So that collection that dropped, right? People can shop that now.
Yes, you can on pre-collection.
Okay. And everybody can shop your collection that's going to be released. Any idea when your next collection is going to come out?
Without being right, we're hoping to have the first shop in May. So,
okay, so
that's soon.
Hopefully in about 6 to 8 weeks, you'll be able to see more pieces of the collection and be able to really kind of mix and match as we've been talking about. And just know that, giving back and philanthropy will always be part of Resort's DNA. This particular capsule collection is going to the Barstool Fund for all the reasons Catherine said. It's truly a throw blanket. It's small enough that you can roll up and put in your tote or backpack and bring with you. And of course, wear our hoodies to help support our brand and let everyone know what you're wearing, knowing that you're giving back. So you shop and we give back. It should be that easy.
Congratulations.
Collection, they'll either be whomever we're picking that's undergoing dire economic strengths of any kind. So get ready for that. And we are a lifestyle brand, so we have a lot of things in the pipeline that we're excited. And if you follow us, you'll be learning more.
And Francis, congratulations on the May drop. So I tell you what, if you send us the links, we will put it on our social media platforms and share it with the world too.
Yay, that's great. Well, partnerships. So collabs, partnerships, new friends, that's what it's all about.
Of course, that's what this platform is created for. So yes, we will do that.
Yeah, you guys are epic women business innovators. I'm super proud of you. So keep creating your craft and keep taking it to the world. Thank you guys for your time. Resort Collection, it's at resortcollection.com. You can get our promotion code for it. It's 15% off. You could pick it up on our website. We also mentioned it on our website. It's 15% off. We hope you guys shop and support these amazing women that are revolutionary in the business of fashion and giving back as they do it. Thank you guys for coming with us and joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. And it's unisex, so you can buy for yourself too if you want. Tara.
That's even better. That's awesome. Super fragilistic, expialidocious. Yes.
Gender neutral by design. That's brilliant because everybody out there right now needs warmth and comfort and to feel good and energized. So good thinking is on that behalf. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Best wishes to you guys. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Very cool. So I think we are about to switch and we are going to have a commercial break.
We'll be right back.
We will be right. Hi, everyone. I'm Daniella Platt. I'm a creative connoisseur and I'm known to be a vibrant ball of energy. Welcome to Jungle, my personal collection. For 20 years, I worked at advertising agencies and fashion magazines, building brands that you know, like Skechers and Hugo Boss. I mention this because for the longest time, I wanted to have my own collection. I wanted to create something that had meaning, that had purpose, that made you feel amazing, that would fire you up. This collection, Jungle, came together when a designer friend and I wanted to create something for a gala. It started off with this scarf that you can see that totes spirit animals, coffee, because we live on it, novelty like a hammer, a designer's best friend. It was worn on Zoom screens all around the world, building unity and community, firing people up with energy. The collection Jungle has grown, and I'm so excited. We have t-shirts, bags, scarves available for retail and promotional use. I am so excited because this collection is here to remind you to be your ferocious, outrageous self. Tell me what empowers you. It started off with the main message: stop playing small, play big, you can have it all. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy Jungle, jungleandcoffee.com. I'm Daniella Platt, the designer, creator of the brand. Thank you so much. And remember, be your ferocious, outrageous self. No membership required, no permission needed. Enjoy.
We are living in a digital age, and we think it's safe to say that all businesses are needing to transition from traditional brick and mortar to broadcast. Everything is really about data collection and building a community. EasyWay Broadcasting has created a social network / solution provider within the EasyWay network to help its members with this transition. Introducing the EasyWay Wall of Fame, a one-stop shop for business owners and influencers that help them to connect, grow, learn, and scale the easy way. Over the years, we have been building affiliates and partnerships in all genres. That means our platform utilizes all our members' businesses to provide services at a much lower cost, help sell their service and promote their awareness to more potential customers. Through our new media empire, we have a reach to millions. Become an affiliate. Make money doing it the easy way. Create your free account today by visiting easywaywalloffame.com. Accelerate your influence through direct access to the right influencers. We have many TV shows that our members can be interviewed by. We have our own magazine and radio station to promote our EasyWay Wall of Fame members' profiles, which they control. The more friends you get, the bigger your business will grow. Join the EasyWay Wall of Fame community for free today.
And we are back. Hey, Terrence.
Hey, welcome back, everyone.
I just really like that jacket. I wish that everybody could see it up close. You were showing me before. It's got these kind of like rough edges in it. It's got like some real cool style.
Yeah, there's a lot of fringes on it. It looks like it's undone, but it is done. It's just, it looks undone here. And then on the sleeves, if you could see the sleeves here. I don't know if you can see that. The way the light's getting it. There we are.
I just really like rough edges and things that are perfectly imperfect.
Thank you.
It adds a little bit of depth and character.
You look great over there too, over on the west side.
Well, thank you. I try to keep it bright and sunny. My friend owns a line called Single, and I like to wear bright.
Single. Okay.
Own. So yeah, her name is Galina Sobolev, and this is fashion Single. So I kind of like it. I love her. I love supporting my friends and their innovative growth. So yeah, anybody who has a good message, I get to wear your clothing. I always say that your body is a museum and you get to curate it any way you want and make yourself feel fabulous because this is your work of art. Wear it fiercely.
Since I've been in this industry, I'm so used to making other people look great. I had to get a little help, and Carl comes in with his creative. He has a vision. He tries to sync my looks to the show's concepts. And so I think that's really, yeah. Could Terrence do that?
Yes.
No.
Yes, you can. Well, I actually just feel like she's a woman. When I think of 3 ways anybody can have a clothing line and what it's like to be a woman entrepreneur, I just feel like there's a lot of people, there's very few women leaders out there that own manufacturing companies, that own successful brands, that are hitting the pavement every day and truly doing it. So I really salute them and applaud them. And having said that, let's bring on one woman who is making strides. Let's bring on our next guest. I'd like to welcome Lindsay Ray, body image activist. Hi. So cute. So
Hi,
Lindsay Ray.
How are you, Lindsay?
Activist and owner of the Self-Love Experience.
How are you guys today?
We are great.
We're so excited to see you.
Yeah.
And have you on the show this afternoon.
I love it.
I'm so glad you're here with us. To introduce you appropriately, I felt that there is no other words to use to introduce you other than your personal words. When I read them, they left me with chills throughout my body. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Miss Lindsay Ray, body image activist and owner of the Self-Love Experience Photography Studio, in her words.
Good morning. Could I have a snuggle? Yeah, so we started in my apartment, my tiny apartment, where every day I would have to take off all the bedding and flip it over, hide all my kids' toys, and then we would shoot in my apartment. Guy Elizabeth, one Valentine's Day picture. Just one when we get to school, please. I fell in love with boudoir because my mom She always had pictures of Marilyn Monroe all over the house. We grew up in Marilyn in a gold dress and this huge picture of Marilyn at the Last Supper, which was like her with like Elvis and all like these male celebrities like looking at the tables. So I kind of always grew up idolizing Marilyn Monroe in a way and that style. So I kind of took that as my inspo and it just took on a life of its own. I never did photography before, but my grandparents did. They opened the first photography studio in Miami in 1951. My uncle still runs it. There's actually a picture right at the front of the studio of their first studio in Miami.
Our first date was upstairs in the loft, and I was so intrigued by looking around at all the art and like, you took all these? I was like, wow, this is a really, really talented woman, and she was really cool. It's been a busy year, and she's been a boss. She's been a boss this year. She's killing it.
No, so can you give me a tempo that's like
I was like, oh wow, just that stuff.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
I love your story, Lindsay.
Thank you.
That's a fantastic story, Lindsay.
Thank you. T, we go way back, don't we?
Yes, you and I go way back to a little bit about Lindsay. I met Lindsay on the set of VH1's Rock Your Fashion.
Yep.
It was a charity fashion show, and oh man, the early 2000s, and Lindsay and I go way back.
Like almost 13 years ago.
Man, and she's been someone who has supported me in all my endeavors, and I so appreciate you for that, Lindsay.
I love it. I'm so proud of you guys. I love what you're doing and seeing you guys kind of push the fashion envelope a little bit and give people the power to not be afraid to try different looks. I think what you're doing is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I want to read. This is what you wrote to me, and it left me with chills. And I want to make it in your words. I have photographed over 600 women over the past 6 years, most of whom have stripped down for me. More than ever, I'm hearing the term COVID-15 referring to the negative impact of quarantine on weight gain and body image. Stemming from a background of trauma and abuse, it took years to find my self-worth. Through my healing journey, I've learned some invaluable lessons on how truly to find peace within yourself. I help women overcome body insecurity and negative body image to reclaim their worth through self-love experience photography sessions. And this is the most powerful. I give women permission to feel beautiful exactly as they are. So I say bravo for expressing those words. And we face so much in today's world. To let people feel beautiful exactly how they are is truly a wonderful platform to stand on. Thank you for coming on as our body image activist and future correspondent.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited because we live in a generation where it's really difficult to move life without comparing yourself to someone. And the worst part is the person we compare ourselves to the most is the younger versions of ourselves. So whereas we're not just fighting against an entertainment industry and a fashion industry and the makeup industry, we're also fighting against ageism and our own ideals and struggles with growing up, with becoming mothers. So for me, I want to help women realize your body is beautiful at every step in the journey that you're taking. Whether you're a 0 or a size 20 like me or somewhere in between, your worth is there and you're beautiful no matter what.
I really, really like what this is about, Lindsay. You have some of your work has been published. I'm just going to talk about some of where your work is published. It's been published in Shutterbug magazine. It's been published in Period magazine. I'm not going to go through this laundry list because you're so successful, and this is awesome. It's been published in Beauty magazine, with a focus on helping women to embrace their sexuality and just love their authentic selves, loving their bodies, regardless of who she is. And I love that you believe in the power of print and that you have a mission to provide all of your clients with large pieces to hang in their homes with the artwork after you take those images. I know that you focus on women, but I want to come up and do some work with you upstate.
I know we need to. And one of the main reasons that I focus on women, and Ella touched on this a little bit, was stemming from a background of trauma and abuse. It's taken me a long time to even be able to get the comfort level within myself to confront sexuality with women. So I've struggled myself learning to do that with men as well. And one of the things that we've done in the business with Self-Love Experience is we've made couple sessions and shooting with your male partner a return client privilege. So I get to know you, and we've broken down those walls, and we've kind of worked through a shoot together and have found our groove together. Then we'll bring them in. But one of the things that you said to me the other day when we were chatting and prepping for this with Daniella was men just simply haven't developed the language to talk about it yet, but they have body dysmorphia too. And I took that, and it really has been sitting in my gut and resonating with me, because I don't want to defer men away from what I'm doing, but my focus is on giving women power to feel that they are able to go out and achieve the things that they want in a world that constantly tells them that they're supposed to be a step behind a man. So that's why women really, really light my fire and what gets me going.
Right. Which is amazing. And this is going to lead me into my first question with this conversation with you today. How does body image affect our children? You know, I look at my nieces, I look at my younger cousins, you know, what's the impact psychologically? How does that affect children?
I think I can see it in you, Daniella, the moment as a mother where you just sink into your own mind and think about the way that you're talking and how it impacts your kids. And I see that look in your eyes, and I get the same one in mine when I'm thinking about my daughter. I have a 7-year-old daughter, and I've told a lot of times the story about her tummy, but there's something new I've started to realize that I never caught her doing before. For years, I was ashamed of my smile, and was something my dad made fun of. I didn't like it. And she heard that. So when she started to lose her teeth, because she's 7 and it's the cutest thing in the entire world, she stopped smiling because she didn't want people to see her. And I realized that the only way that that impact would have happened was if she learned from the adults who she looks up to that it's not okay to like yourself. So I have had to become extremely stringent with the way that I discuss my own body in front of my daughter, because I want to make sure that she's only picking up things that are good. And that doesn't just mean saying I love myself. You know, I'm a plus size woman. That doesn't mean that I don't have to eat healthy. I have to. My weight is not a determination of my worth, but it's still my job to teach my daughter to make the right choices for herself. And that if you're consistently making the right and the good choices for yourself, that whatever your body looks like, it is perfect exactly as it is.
I love that you just said that and that you alluded to me. I know my mom will probably watch this show one day, but I actually came from a home where it was so normal to say, oh, my hair is a mess. Oh, I look schleppy. Oh, I look dumpy. And I fought every day to be like, I have to step into my greatness. I'm Wonder Woman. I am superpower. I am gorgeous. Go. Like I had to fight that negativity that was put on me from like my parents. And I don't know where it came from, but I had to fight that continuously to make myself feel good. So when I hear it now, my ears sort of ring like, you cannot say that about yourself. You have to take care of yourself, because your body, your mindset is what's going to rule your day. And when I speak to my girls, I try to be so conscientious of what I'm saying that they know that who's the boss of your body? You are. And that to self-love your body and to not, it's okay. Like eat whatever you want. I try really hard to be very mindful of the words I use about myself and my image and what I say to them, so they have a positive aspect of that.
I say all the time, I think that we're going to raise the generation that's going to change the world, because what we've started doing as women is we're stepping into our power in a way that we're impacting our children to be kinder individuals. And when you feel good about yourself, you move through the world with so much more kindness and love and compassion and empathy. And that's what we're doing by talking positively about ourselves in front of this next generation of children, is we're raising them to think good about themselves. We're taking away the stigma that there's something wrong with you that sends you into those depression spirals, especially, you know, I have a 7-year-old, you have girls too. We know they're going to be teenagers someday. And I know you remember what that's like and how tough it is to constantly be in this comparison spiral. But what we're doing, Daniella, is mothers like you and me and all of these amazing clients that I work with, is we're going out and we're changing the way that our children talk about themselves by intrinsically changing the way that we talk about ourselves. And that's going to have a huge impact over time.
And do that. Any advice for like Terrence? Like how can men and dads go with this body image shift that we're radically making?
You know, I want to take a pause for a second, because this is actually something that sits very deep with me. You know, I'm one of those people, I'll joke about my daddy issues, but I did come from a really, really abusive household. I was raised by a father that was, you would be great if you lost 30 pounds, or you would be great, you know, if you were skinnier, or if your hair stopped dyeing your hair, or whatever the F it is, forgive my French, that he was saying in the moment. I was never okay to be myself. So if I'm looking at fathers and I'm looking at men, as crazy as it is to say, just don't say anything about girls' bodies.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? That comes from, you know, when boys are in high school or junior high school, you know, you're in your little circle of friends and you're trying to find the right girl, and you know that comes from, you know, I think an influence from others. And then you pick up those habits and you start to speak like that. So, and it goes with you, but even into adulthood. So it's so unfortunate that society tends to have that kind of impact on not just girls, boys too. And so that's why we're having this conversation to encourage others to think about what you say before you say it. Because
taking that pause is so important. Being able to stop and say, you know what, maybe I don't need to make that comment about this person's looks. Maybe instead of commenting on her looks, I will comment instead and say, wow, you've got great, you know, pulling from Daniella, you've got great energy today, or I love your green coat today. But there's more to a person than what they look like. And when you start to shine the focus onto them for that, you'll begin to see that their outer image will change. So many people have told me, they're like, Lindsay, your face doesn't even look the same. And I'm like, well, I got divorced, you know, and that's why you're happy. We'll change your smile and change your face. And again, that's something I say so shamelessly, because we all are so afraid of doing things that make us happy because we're afraid of judgment. And I try to live in this world where I give people permission to live judgment free. So, you know, if we're talking, there's no judgment coming from me.
right. And you know what, Lindsay, social media, unfortunately, social media is just it's a great platform if it's used for greatness. But what are some body image safe social media practices that our viewers can implement to help them find more confidence in themselves? You know, not just women, but women and men, because social media can be a beast when it comes to body imaging.
It is. And I find one of the best things that you can do, and I preach this very heavily, because what you consume is important and what you take in matters. So curate your social media feeds to only things that make you feel good about yourself. I have a couple of friends who are actually really good friends of mine, but I get a little bit of FOMO now and then because I'm not back in Florida and I don't get to be there for the moments in the baby showers. So I just put them on mute so I can maintain a relationship with them like I would before social media. Or I pick up the phone and I call and I ask how their day was and I hear it directly from the horse's mouth. But on top of not being afraid to kind of curate what you're looking at, in terms of getting rid of people, or not getting rid of, but more just, like I said, curating what you're looking at, is to go out and look for people who represent your body and who represent different style types. There's some great brands that I can recommend to plus size viewers like myself. One of my very favorites is Eloquii. You'll hear me talk about Eloquii all the time. I think that what they are doing for fashion for plus size women is huge. They're one of the only stores I feel like I can actually shop at and be in fashion. It's really difficult. A lot of designers, for some reason, and Daniella, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, is why so many brands veered off into more diverse body types. Because I have money to spend on it if you make my size.
I think body inclusivity is one of the hot topics now that a lot of brands are facing. And once they kind of open up their mind to body inclusivity, that all people come in all shapes and sizes of fabulous, I feel like brands are on the move about it. A lot of brands, like I was listening to talks with Lucky and WWG, like they'll talk about just the woman overall and body positivity. And some of them have let go of sizes. Like you still need like the notion of like, okay, this is plus to make it searchable for you, but you don't want to be segregated into another segment. So some brands they just call it like body fluidity. Like they'll just keep the sizes going, 4, 6, 8, 12, 20, like it just keeps going. Like there's just this movement of not making it into a stigma. And
I am writing that down. Body fluidity. What a great term for brands to pick up and to even use, because it's not just like different body types. It's the fact that your body's constantly going to flow.
It's going to change. Yes. Daniella, where did you get that from?
Body fluidity. I wrote about it in my book. It's part of the do's and don'ts when you build a brand. Just to be mindful that all people, there's my book, Looking Good, The 10 Commandments to Be a Sales Rockstar and Fashion Startup Playbook. Anybody can have a clothing line. Anybody can achieve their dreams. I create merch for people. I just really want people to know that they can activate and achieve. But there is, and one thing that there's my merch. Oh, we're doing a charity for the rainforest.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's really quick. We can get on. And but the good thing about Lindsay is you are coming back. You are body image activist correspondent. We're going to keep this conversation going because I really talk about positivity and self-love. I truly believe, like, for me, fashion, here's a confession to the world. For me, fashion is my mask. It has always been what I need for confidence. I've been every size of the book, from 4 to 14 to 40. Like, I've been every size of the book. And for me, fashion has always been like what gives me confidence to step into my zone. I could step on any stage in the world if I'm wearing the right shirt and pants and shoes and lipstick. But I want to make sure that people know that they can just they can be their best selves, and fashion can give them that power to do that. But you are giving them that confidence. You are paving the way for people to have that self-love from within. And
that's what's important. And that's
I actually have, I don't know if you can see it, but on my wrist, I have a tattoo that says "Fashion is my weapon."
Wow.
And to me, what that means is that the way that you dress is the armor that you put on to attack the world. But the choices that you make and the personal decisions that you make, for example, with the flare, or Terrence with the scarf, or you always have the great necklaces, those are your weapons. Those are the things that make you individual, that make you stand out, that you take into the battle with you to have good. Like for me, mine is always my headbands. I always know I'm feeling good when I have them on. They're my confidence. Everybody's got that thing that I think just makes them feel more powerful when it comes to fashion. So I'm right there with you. Clearly, it's tattooed on me.
I love it. So before we're gonna have to wrap up in a couple minutes, but you had a really aha moment recently, and this story, when we were talking about it, I'm reading about it. This story was so unbelievable. So you're in Albany. And I want you to kind of explain it a little bit more, but you had an aha moment about how George Floyd impacted your view of art and photography. I'd love if you wanted to share the story about it's so in depth, but I'd love if you wanted to share the story.
Yeah.
I will have to say, Lindsay, to Daniella's point, she and I were talking about this aha moment earlier this afternoon, and man, it just got to me. I can't tell you, I was speechless. So we would love for you to just share. I know we don't have a lot of time here, but just share with the world what this moment did to you and the impact that it had, on photography, and just I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let you talk. But Daniella and I had a really heart-to-heart about this earlier today.
So, as we all know, race relations are extremely high, and they're going to continue to get higher, especially with the trial that's going on live right now. But last year, there was marches all over the country. And in Albany, there was a huge march and a lot of property was destroyed. So as a business owner based out of Troy, New York, knowing what just happened in Albany, I was, along with the other business owners, scared. So we all started to board up our stores. And as we were boarding up the stores, we felt there was something wrong with it. So a collaborative of artists, all the different artists in my entire community, came out with spray paints and paints and painted these boards with messages of solidarity and Black Lives Matter. And so I asked my friend Destiny to come out and shoot with me. I was like, wow, this art is beautiful. And we were loving it. We were having a great time photographing in front of everything. There was this beautiful portrait of a rose. And on one side of the rose, it said, when do I go from being sweet to being fearful? With the dichotomy of the thorns and the rose. And then we were walking and I saw this business owner, Corey Nelson, who owns Troy Kitchen out in New York. And he's this extremely gorgeous Black man. And I stopped him and I said, hey, Corey, you want to jump in a shot with Destiny? And you guys could pose together. And he looked me straight in the eye and he said, Lindsay, he said, I respect you and I appreciate what you're doing, but we are not having the same experience right now. You see art and I see people that are afraid of me. And in that moment, I stopped. And I looked at Destiny across the street and flagged her back because she was holding a pose the whole time I was talking to Corey. And she came back over and I said, Destiny, how does this make you feel? And at first she's like, you know, I didn't think about it that way because I saw the art like you did. But now that he said that, I'm sitting here wondering, is all of this because you're afraid of me? And in that moment, we said no more. We refused to shoot in front of the art anymore. We started walking back to my studio, and I actually lived 2 blocks from the police station, which they had barricaded off. From their own citizens, the Troy police had barricaded off an entire block of people just fighting to have their worth recognized and their rights recognized. So Destiny jumped on top of the barricade and threw her fist in the air, and I captured that moment, and it literally lives in my living room. I also sent a copy to the YWCA, who does a ton of amazing work up here with race relations and women's rights. And it has just been a moment that impacted me to realize that I didn't know what privilege was until that moment. Because your privilege doesn't mean that you have something. I came from welfare. That's not privilege. What privilege means is that I never had to think that those boards were anything other than art. That changed me. Deeply, deeply changed me.
That goes inside me so powerfully.
I just broke out in chills. That's a moving story. Every time I hear it from reading it. I'm sorry, go ahead, Daniella.
No, I hear it. So I do want to ask of you, because I have a note here to get that picture, that photograph, but I don't actually have it. So I want to ask you if you could either.
I can grab it.
You can grab it.
It's literally in my living room. I can have Mike walk it over at the end for you guys.
Okay, have Mike walk it over, because I'd love to show it. I was just going to say, post it and tag us, because I really think that's cool. I really think that we're making so much strides for our own image, for our own body. I really love that people are creating collections and being so innovative with such a purpose. And it's really epic to meet the new leaders of fashion and lifestyle moving forward. And I really admire what you're doing. So what's next for you?
So the goal now is to build out the business in other states, to work with other photographers and grow self-love experience. But more importantly, I want to get out and go on a speaking tour. I think that I'm limited to how many women I can impact just through my photography. And I want to be able to share all of the lessons that I've learned in all of these years of shooting with other women and with other men, and motivate them to feel good in their skin. A lot of big dreams, a lot of big things.
So on a stage near you. Well, we can help you with that. Well, I'm so glad you are here. Where can people find you?
Bodyimageactivist.com and on Instagram at @thebodyimageactivist.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. Wow. This was
Thank you so much, Lindsay. And we're so super excited that you're going to be coming back on as a correspondent.
Yes, I can't wait to talk about swim and body types with you guys sometime soon. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, Lindsay will be back I think you're coming back the end of June.
Mhm.
Talk about like how to rock your swimsuit for all body.
Yay, I love it.
That's
Well,
gonna be
thank you
fun.
so much. I had so much fun, you guys. Thank
You're
you.
so welcome. You're so
Thank
welcome.
you.
Know, everybody keep following Lindsay. I'm so proud of you. So we are so blown away by our epic guests today from Rezort, Catherine Liss, and body image consultant Lindsay Ray. You guys have such incredible works that are focused on purpose and giving back. I'm so proud of everyone here. I love that, Lindsay, that you had your aha moment on art and race relations, and you were able to acknowledge and flip the script and the tone of your life. And Terrence, I know you want to share what you admired about the Rezort collection.
What I admired about the Rezort collection is just I admire that it's very versatile, and it's something that men and women can both wear. And it's going to be super exciting. And don't forget, like Francis said, it will be coming out in this month, because next month. May is next month. So don't forget, it's coming out less than 60 days. So stay tuned for Rezort, and we're going to keep it up on our social media too, especially when the other pieces come out, to share with you and purchase them. That's
amazing. That is so amazing. So I want to say thank you to everybody out there. Just a little bit about what's a personal thing that we have going on. The Jungle and Coffee collection. Our friends in the Amazon have fallen on hard times recently. And I have a collection, it's called Jungle, which it started off just as a scarf, and it was worn all around the world. And it was kind of interesting to hear a Rezort collection talk about spirit animals, because this features animals. When our friends in Peru in the Amazon saw it, they fell in love with it. And then rainfall came a couple of weeks later, totally devastated the Amazon. So we have our original artwork. It's the animals that say, it's the animal artwork to inspire you to feel your ferocious, most outrageous self. And you can't really see it in the picture, but the front side, it says, stop playing small. The back side says, play big. We have a mug. It says, save the Amazon. So I would love if everybody could, help our friends who are deeply underwater. That would be great. This is a relief effort to help them, and proceeds go to the Amazon Conservation Society. And Terrence, I think we're gonna bring Lindsay back on to see that artwork. We're gonna bring her back on really quickly before we wrap it up. Can we spotlight just you? Can we put the spotlight on just you in the art?
Can we just put it on Lindsay?
This is it. The beautiful, beautiful Destiny Harris, one of the most powerful women I've ever met. I love it. This sits in my living room. It will always live there, so I never forget.
That in my living room too. Wow.
There are moments in life that forever change things, and that is one of them. And you have to keep those moments like a vision board close to you, so you will always react and work in that way. All right. Well, I think we have to wrap up. Thank you guys. Terrence, any last words you want to share and impart with wisdom?
Just continue to join us and meet us here on Wednesdays. On Tuesdays. Getting my days of the week messed up. At Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Just join us here, just to come on here and hear us just meet with other creative people, hear what they're doing in the industry, hear about their creative ideas, and see what we're talking about in the world. This is a platform for fashion, lifestyle, and Daniella and I are here to help enhance these conversations with all of you creatives out there.
Thank you guys. We'll see you next week. Daniella, don't forget to follow us. It's Looking Good with Daniella and Tea Coffee. We are on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, you name it. Thank you.
Thank you.